Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Seth Mills, and we are going to dig into Facebook ads today. And we're going to launch one here together. So I will say this right off the bat, this is a workshop and it's intended for you to do the work along with me. My goal is that at the end of this, we would have 26 brand new ads launched. By the time we're done, we'll probably have even more than that. So go ahead and log into Command, have a credit card ready if you don't already have one on file. And even if it's a small dollar amount, you will launch an ad today. That's my intention. With that being said, I want this to be a conversation. So if you get hung up in a place, just stop me. Feel free to post it up in the chat box. I'll be keeping an eye on that. In addition to that, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions as well. This will be a conversation, communication, two ways today. Sound good? All right. Does anybody have any urgent things that need to be tackled beforehand, or can we dive right into the creation of an ad? Awesome. So to be clear, we're going to be launching an ad on Facebook and on Instagram today. What we're looking at today is a Keller Mortgage and a Keller Covered ad. Now you can choose to launch something else if you like, and if you choose to follow along with me, I think this is a very timely message, and it's a piece that you could send out to your neighborhood farm, that you could send out to people you don't know, that you can send out to your clients, your past clients, your sphere, just about anything. It's a very cohesive message with everything else that we're facing right now. So we're going to talk about saving money and whether or not it is refinance or a purchase or a sale. We want to be in the conversation. So we're going to be talking about refinance again, because we want what's best for our prospects, our clients, our people. So let me share my screen here and we will jump right in. For those of you just joining, we are going to be creating a Facebook ad today. Now this is a workshop, so pull up Command, log in, follow along with me, and go ahead and launch with me as we go through. If you have a question, feel free to post it in the chat. Feel free to stop me by unmuting yourself and asking the question, whatever you need to do, and we'll go. So we're here in campaigns. We've logged into Command on the left-hand side. Right here, this megaphone icon, you can always click the red box at the top. It'll expand and you can see campaigns. So click on campaigns. This is your new dashboard, and this is an overview of what you've done in the past and what's currently running. Quick posts they recommend, as well as you can see on the far right side, you can see your connected accounts for both paid ads and for social posts as well. Up here is the payments field. Now, if you've never run an ad before, you will need to store a credit card. So go ahead and click there right now, and you can input your information. It only takes a moment, and it does stay secure on the Keller Cloud. This is not shared outwardly. And this is, while you're doing that, I'll tell you just briefly. So the way the payments work is when you run an ad, Command will actually charge you for that ad placement. And then it's run through a master Keller Williams ad account. And so they actually make the payment for you directly to Facebook. So this payment is not directly shared with Facebook, which is pretty awesome. Now, while you're entering your credit card information right now, I will tell you there's a promotion right now with Keller Williams. If you've never run an ad before, if you spend $75 on ads, they will give you an additional $25 for free. So here's my recommendation. Pick two different messages, whether that's buyers and sellers, whether that's Keller Covered and Keller Mortgage, whether that is Keller Offers and Keller, whatever the two messages are. Or you could take the exact same message, target two different areas, spend $100 this week, make two $50 ads. Keller Williams is going to give you $25 of that. All right. Let's see, Kelly asks where. So we're here in Command. We're clicking on campaigns, and up at the top right, you'll see where it says payments. Click there, make sure you have a card on file. Any questions so far? I'll pause before we move on. Is anybody caught up, or is anybody hung up and needs some help moving here?
My payments is just scrolling, circling. It's not
just
doing anything. I have done a Facebook ad, I did my first one last week, so I
Perfect.
must have
You'll,
something in here,
yeah, you'll be set then. If you've made a payment in the past, you'll be fine.
but it's just spinning.
Okay. Sometimes it happens with a slow internet connection, or there may be something else in the way. Make sure, guys, you'll see the dark background around my Chrome browser. I am using Google Chrome as my web browser, and I'm using an incognito mode. The incognito will
Seth,
keep from pulling old cache on your computer, keep you up to date.
Seth, where's the payment button? I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Are you in campaigns?
Yes.
Okay, up at the top right next to where it says create a new campaign.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
If you're getting the same, if you're just getting the spinning ball, it's probably going to be looking at previous ad spends. Try
I just went
refreshing it.
back and it came back.
Wonderful.
It came
Yeah, you
up
might
when I
just go
went
back to your dashboard and go
refreshed.
back to payments again. That's good. All right. Anybody else before we move on? Do you guys have challenges here? I want to make sure we get everybody on the same page.
How long should it take to add the credit card?
I mean, it should be pretty much immediate.
Okay.
Once you type it in, it should be pretty much immediate. All right, let me know if we need to back up to this space, but we're going to move on. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to grab our imagery. Now, this can be a video, this can be a JPEG or a PNG image, but this is going to be the large visual space of our ad placement. I would say that this is probably the second most important piece next to the headline. Now, the reason we're not writing our headline first is because we want to find an image that we'd like, and then we will come up with our headline. Now, I will say if you're running a long-term campaign, you may want to write out several headlines in advance and know which ads are going to run in succession. The headline is what tells the story. The image is what's going to stop the scroll. So as people infinitely scroll through Facebook, or as they're sliding through their stories, or as they're sliding through Instagram, we want something that's captivating enough that they would stop scrolling and read or pay attention for just long enough. If we can capture their attention, then we can present our call to action and we can convince them to actually follow through on that call to action. Is there a time limit? Is there a time limit on video? I'm not sure if there is. I would absolutely recommend keep your video to well under 5 minutes. I would recommend keeping it under 1 minute. 30 to 45 seconds tends to be the sweet spot. There is nothing wrong with a 12-second video that could run on loop, or just something that's splashy enough to get their attention and to get them to click through. Remember, the big value ad that we're promising is going to come after the lead capture. So we want something catchy enough, capture their attention, and then once they click through, that's when they get the real value, but after they've given us their information. There's a question?
Yes, this is Donis Gentry.
Hi.
I am right now fulfilling the role of an admin assistant to a realtor. And I'm not sure whether she's actually ready to place an ad at this point. So is this something I could just sit in and learn without having to actually post an ad, since
100%.
I have not discussed this with her?
Yeah, I would follow along with the entire thing. You can
Okay.
get the entire thing, save it as a draft, and then present it. Say, hey, look, here's what we created today. If you'd like to make this go, we hit this button right here, right? So I'm not necessarily coaching you all into whether or not this fits in your business. I think all of us should be running marketing of some regard. And $50 or $100 spend in the grand scheme for a real estate business is a low amount. If you're not the one with the purchasing power, I would absolutely recommend work this up as a draft and then take it to the rainmaker or the agent and get their approval to run it.
Okay, so I don't have to plug in payment info right now because I'm not prepared to actually place this ad, right?
Sure, that's fine. If you'd like to not do it, I think it'd be important to have that payment info in there, because when it's time to run an ad, you'll want to be able to do it very rapidly. So whether you do that now or not, if you intend to run ads in the future, definitely get something in there.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go back. Okay, so we're going to find our imagery. Now, what I want to point our attention to is we've gone to kwconnect.com. pretty much all of KW Connect has been rebranded, really curated, talking about the shift that's coming. All of this around pivot, and helping us pivot from what our business practices were or what we thought they should be to what is important for the market of the minute. How do we serve our people at a much higher level right now and a much deeper level, build deeper relationships than we've done in the past? How can we serve them based on the current news? So on this front page, we just simply scroll down all the way past a lot of this. Right here, it's going to say your clients are looking for ways to save money today, and you have the tools. You absolutely have the tools. So click the button, help your clients now. This is going to pop in to Keller Covered and Keller Mortgage. This is a list of different tools. There are scripts here. There are videos. There are text messages that you can customize and send out. You can build smart plans off this information, create a landing page for Keller Covered, which we're going to do, but we're not going to do quite yet. So leave this window open in a separate tab from Command, because we're going to come back to this here in just a minute. What we want to look at is right here where it says social media assets. On the right-hand side, you'll click time to get digitally social. Go ahead and click that.
Sometimes, how did you get there? When I click KW Connect, I don't get that pivot shift ahead page.
So kwconnect.com. Is anybody else not seeing this?
Yes, I'm not either.
I'm not seeing that either.
No, it automatically brings up pivot shift ahead.
Not for me. Yeah.
I'm not, hold on.
kwconnect.com,
ahead.
it should redirect you automatically. Now, if it doesn't,
It doesn't.
at the
If you
top
try to do
of-
it from command, it won't. You have to actually type in the URL, kwconnect.com. I don't know why it doesn't do it from command, but it doesn't.
You can click on the connect right by the KW at the very top, and then it'll take you to this pivot shift ahead to this page.
That's very true. So
And
type into a new window, kwconnect.com.
Yep.
That should redirect you automatically. If it doesn't, right here at the top, you can either click where it says connect or point at resources, click on pivot shift ahead.
Okay, so we do want to be in the pivot shift ahead area.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so you'll scroll down where it says this big red box, your clients are looking for ways to save money today. Click the button to the right, help your clients now. Once you're on this screen, you'll go to your social media assets. Time to get digitally social. Once you click that button, it's going to open you into a Google Drive folder. Now, there are a lot of assets here, different pieces. You can find old ads, so past successful KM Facebook ads. This one, Making Home Possible, I've got an ad running based on that. There's a lot of stuff here, but we're not going to use those right now. The one we're looking at is in this very first folder, 33020 new ads. These ads are aimed specifically at the market of the minute. This is not forcing people or highly encouraging them or using urgent verbiage around move today or contact me to list your home or buy a house now or let me help you find your dream home. You can run those ads as well. I think this one's a pretty critical piece to run if you're going to keep a presence in your area, especially if you're going to be running ads targeted directly at your sphere. We understand, just like us in the business, we're redlining our budgets. We're trying to bring our monthly costs down. Our clients, our customers, consumers, they're looking to do the exact same thing. So how do we meet them where they are, give them the tools that they need so we can then naturally open a conversation? Well, I see you're looking to refinance. Have you considered what it would look like to sell right now? You know, are you looking to stay in the area? Why are you? There's all different sorts of things. And there are scripts. Again, there are scripts here that go along with that, written by Jason Abrams, written by Cody Gibson, some really high-minded folks that can help you convert these refinance leads into seller leads. Okay. So we're here in the 33020 new ads folder. This very first one, joint consumer savings, is the file that we want. Up in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the download button. Go ahead and download that file. Does everybody have that file downloaded? Awesome.
Yes.
Let's see.
I
Ads
don't
not
have it.
spinning up. Just
got
keep
it.
spinning. So we're not running ads quite yet. We're about to go there here in a moment.
Where are you downloading?
I'm not with you. I'm
Okay, so if you click, are you in the Google Drive folder? Can you see the joint
Yes.
consumer savings?
yes.
So if you click on that image up at the top right, you see on my
I don't-
screen where it says download?
I don't have that.
No. I don't either.
You guys are using Google Chrome?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then if you point at it, if you just point at it instead, you can right click. The right click's not working, but that's fine. There's a little
Okay.
download icon if you point at that.
I could right click. Okay.
All I'm seeing are a bunch of folders. When I click the social media asset,
And then you should be clicking on 33020 new ads.
okay.
And then joint consumer savings. Marcy, if you type in manually, I'll put it right here, kwconnect.com.
Okay, now I'm caught up with you.
Okay. Yeah, Marcy, go to the kwconnect.com and then you can just click connect right there. It'll take you to Pivot Shift Ahead, or you can point at resources and go to Pivot Shift Ahead. You'll scroll down to find the big red banner and click Help Your Clients Now. Okay, so I think everybody's caught up. If you're not, certainly let me know. We're going to move on. So we're back in Command at this point. So we have our payment set up and we have our imagery that we're going to use. Now we're going to go and create a new campaign. So up at the very top right, we're going to click Create a New Campaign. This is going to be a paid social ad. So that very first box we're going to click. We're going to enter a campaign name. I'm going to call this, and here's the thing, guys, there's no shame. If you want to copy this verbatim, that is fine. There's so much real estate to cover, so much geography that we all cover, that there's a good chance you're going to be putting in a different city or a different zip code. You're servicing a different area than I'm running my ad in. And likely you're servicing different areas than the folks also on this call are going to be running ads in. So we could blanket the entire North Texas, New Mexico, and Memphis with this message, and I think that the leads would still be captured. I believe the campaign is still going to be effective. So feel free to copy this verbatim. If you want to change words, you can. If you want to put emojis in, then you can. We'll talk about that in a moment. So we're going to call this Stay Home and Save Money. In this case, I want to attract listings. The only reason that I would be pitching a refinance ad is if I want to find people with equity enough that have the ability to move during this time that they could sell. And then from that larger pool of people, I can then whittle it down and find those who are motivated to sell. So the goal is to get a bunch of leads, a few of which I can actually work with, the rest of which I can develop a relationship with and keep them in my pipeline for the future when they are ready to sell. Gloria, there will be a video recording of this. You'll be able to catch up later on at onething.tech or at ntxnmmforum.com. All right, so attract listings. At the bottom, we're going to select both Facebook and we're going to select Instagram. It's important that we're choosing both. Now, I believe that this ad that we're creating right now is going to operate better on Facebook. The dimensions of that image being wide, 16:9 widescreen, it doesn't show as well on Instagram. Now that's okay because it shows pretty well on Facebook. We're going to give Command and Facebook the ability to dynamically direct the money that we spend so it's not evenly split. And if Facebook does perform better, it's going to funnel most of the money toward Facebook ads instead of toward Instagram ads. Okay. So once you've selected Facebook and Instagram, you've titled it and you've chosen your goal, we're going to set up campaign. So click that bottom right-hand button. It pulls us into a new interface. You'll get a little box that goes away really quick. Don't worry about that portion. And then we've got some things here. So we've already named and goal. We're not going to tie this one to a listing. Now, if you are going to tie, if you're running an open house ad or just listed under contract or whatever, you can tie it to a listing and pull in verbiage specifically. In this case, we're going to skip that portion. We're going to go directly to add text. So add text, your main copy, your headline, and your description. We can see on the screen here, this is our main copy. This is our headline, and this is our description. This is where the website will show up that we're eventually going to lead them to once they click through the ad. And this button right here will be a call to action that they can click and take them through, again, the lead capture form and eventually whatever you're promising them. So the first thing in the headline, I'm going to say, save money with low rates. And $0 lender fees. Now, because I am mentioning Keller Mortgage and because I'm mentioning $0 lender fees, I have to include the NMLS ID for Keller Mortgage. And I have to make sure that in my advertisement, it calls out the fact that it's Keller Mortgage that's offering this program and it's not me specifically. So I'm going to type down here in the description, the 0+ loan offered by Keller Mortgage. I'm gonna do a little vertical strike right there and type in NMLS number 140234. This is my description here. It's kind of my legal disclaimer. It also shows who the loan is offered by. Now, this is not just about the Keller Mortgage loan. This is also about savings with Keller Covered on insurance quotes. So I'm going to do a main copy. Now, this is the part that's more conversational. The headline, this should be the hook. The main copy is the story that we're telling, okay? So the hook is between the headline and the image. We're going to tell the story, and then we're going to have the offer at the bottom in your call to action. So I'm just going to type this out. Looking for ways to save money without canceling your Netflix. Insurance and refi quotes with no obligation. So you can type out whatever you'd like here. This should be something that is somewhat conversational, somewhat informational. It should present why you're telling them about this, why they should be paying attention. And it should also tell them how you intend to deliver based on the story that you're telling them. What we're going to deliver is going to be in the call to action and the follow through afterward. Okay. Right below the main copy, we'll see, and you can see it on my screen, 121 out of 250. That's the number of characters that I may include in this main copy. Now, because I'm running this on both Facebook and Instagram, I don't want to use the entire 250 characters. I want to keep it down. I want to keep it, personally, I want to keep it to about 125. It's recommended 125 characters or less. If it is 125 characters or less, it is going to eliminate nearly every one of the situations where you'd have the little button where it says click for more. I want them to see my entire ad copy from the beginning, right when they first see the ad. They shouldn't have to click on anything to expand the rest of the text and read the rest of it. If I'm getting that wordy, there's probably a lot of information in there that isn't necessary. Again, remember, this is just the initial lead capture. We want to start a conversation so we can give them all the rest of the information they need. Okay, now I can come in here and I can start replacing some of these with emojis. So on a Windows keyboard, if you'd hit the Windows button and period, it'll pop this up. Mac users, you've got different ways to put in emojis, but we've got this here. And then I want to click the search button and I'm just going to type in money. I want different ways to say money. In this case, I want this little $sign. Then I'm going to exit out of this, and then I'm going to delete the ones that I typed in initially. So I'm at 123 characters at this point. And right here, I'm going to include one more, just a little eyeball symbol. And actually, I'm at 126 at this point, so I'm going to take away that space. I'm back down to 125. Folks, you can include emojis as you see fit. I would encourage, if they work and you can keep a level of professionalism that represents your brand, use them. They tend to catch the eyes a little bit better. They tend to respond a little bit better. There is no best way or wrong way to use it that is clearly defined. People just like seeing emojis. So use them if you feel comfortable. Why advertise Keller Mortgage if our goal is to attract listings? Again, if we're attracting people who are interested in refinancing, these are probably homeowners, almost certainly. And we want to start a conversation with these homeowners to find out which ones are motivated to sell. Okay. I've run other ads to target sellers directly with calls to action of, hey, find out your home's value and all the rest of this. But this is a time where we can be a bit more compassionate and say, hey, I understand you may be looking for ways to save money. Let me give you a way for discounted insurance and a very inexpensive refinance. Folks, this is all you need for your ad text. We're going to click Save Ad Text and move on. Under the ad media, we're going to upload the image that we just downloaded from KW Connect. So we're going to keep it on images and select media for this campaign. It's going to pop up a dialog box. You can choose from a listing if you've already selected a listing. In this case, we're going to go over to add images and we're going to upload an image because it's something that's on our computer right now. Click drag and drop or browse your files. In your downloads folder, you should have the file that you just downloaded. So go ahead and pull that in. Darcy, where are you lost? At what point? I'd be happy to catch you up.
So this is Lisa. I'm getting a red circle at Ad Media, like it doesn't exist. Oh, I see. It wants, okay, never mind.
Okay. Have you got it figured out then? Awesome. Darcy, if there's a way that I can help you catch up, I'd love to know where you're stuck and help you get to the next place.
Yeah, I am. I saved the text and I'm lost on the image where I'm supposed to add the image.
Okay. So did you click Add Media? So the next one down from Add Text is Add Media. You'll click there.
Select media for this campaign. Okay, sorry, that's what I missed.
There you go.
All right, I'm with you. Thank you.
Awesome. So on that next box, we're going to click Add Images. We're going to click Upload Images. And then click the big box in the middle, drag and drop or browse your files. In your downloads, you'll find the image that you just downloaded. So go ahead and pull that in. And then you're going to go preview and crop image. The rest of this, we're just going to leave the way it is. So preview and crop image. You've got different choices here, but we're going to leave it at wide. Okay, so this is essentially 16:9. We're going to leave it in a widescreen view. Let's crop the entire image, click Save Image, and it pulls it in. Now on the right-hand side, we can see the way our ad's going to appear. And we can test it Facebook preview, on mobile, Instagram ad, Instagram story. I can see in this case, the Instagram story is not really pretty. So when I'm given the option, I want to run an Instagram ad because that still looks good. Let's go back to Facebook. We can choose to move our DBA logo to the left or the right. We want to keep it on the right-hand side right here. If you don't have your DBA logo in, it means you probably haven't completed your marketing profile. I highly, highly recommend go complete your marketing profile. If you go to onething.tech or if you go to ntxnmmforum.com, you can find the video where we talked about setting up your marketing profile in the past. So we are just about out of time, and the really good news is this doesn't take any more time right here. This part is easy. So your account, yesterday we looked at, not yesterday, I believe on Monday we looked at setting up your, it may have not been Monday. We looked previously at setting up your Facebook Ads Manager account. So you'll need to be connected here, and then you'll drop down, select the Facebook page that you want to advertise with. If you have multiple, just make sure to select the right one. A moment ago, we saw that the Instagram story does not look good. So we're going to keep it on Instagram ad because that's attractive. Where we have this choice, Instagram ad position. Keep it on Instagram ad. The destination, we want to use Facebook lead generation form. That's going to capture the lead's information native to the Facebook interface, and it's going to deliver to command name, phone number, email address, and where the ad came from. Your call to action, I'm going to leave it at learn more. If you want to set to apply now, you can, but I'm going to leave it at learn more. And then the follow-up destination URL. We're going to flick back over. So I told you to keep this window open. This is your Keller Covered, your agent marketing landing page. We're going to click to create your landing page. Now, the beautiful thing is it's already created. So I'm going to type in my name here and search. I came up. This web page is already created for me. I am simply going to copy by clicking that button. I'm going to come back over into campaigns, and I'm going to paste that right there. Andrew, this is back from the Pivot Shift Ahead, Help Your Clients Now. It's at the top of that Keller Covered Keller Mortgage page. Create your landing page. It pulls in, you search for your name, you copy that link, and then we're going to post it right in right there. Folks, you can take this and make a vanity URL if you'd like. I'm going to leave it just the way it is, but you can always change that later on. We're going to target a custom audience. I'm going to reduce to 15 miles. And I'm going to leave the interests alone because I want the largest number of people to see this. When we've selected that, I'm going to save Facebook and Instagram ads. Oh, it wants a city. So I'm targeting the Wiley area. So I'm going to type in Wiley. So your ad targeting, you will need to type in your city locally, and then it does a radius around your city. Once you've selected your city, you'll save Facebook and Instagram ads. We've only got one step left. Kelly asked, do you have or do you recommend having this link on your regular KW website, the Keller Covered link you just showed us? Yes, I think it'd probably be good. It's something you can share for sure. I'm sure there's people that are doing creative things with that. Linda asked, tell me again where we can find a replay of this, please. It is, if you scroll up in the chat, you'll see it above, but it's onething.tech or ntxnmmforum.com. So the last piece, your duration and budget. This for me is going to start tomorrow and it's going to run for 10 days. And I'm going to choose to spend $50. So the only thing I've changed so far on this is I changed the 30 to 50. And then just below that, I'm going to select use automatic placements for Facebook, Instagram ads. This allows this, instead of splitting this 25 to Facebook, 25 to Instagram, when you use automatic placements, Facebook and Command are going to say, oh, it's performing better over here, so I'm going to sway more money this way and spend on the people that are actually integrating or interacting with the ad, as opposed to keeping it in this channel where people are seeing it, but nobody's interacting. So if it performs really well on Instagram, they're going to spend more money on Instagram. If it's performing really well on Facebook, which this ad likely will perform better on Facebook than Instagram, it will swing more money over toward Facebook instead. So that's it. Once you select your budget, if this is your first one and this is just a test, feel free to put $5 over 10 days instead. You spend 50 cents a day. Probably won't see much return on that, but who knows? Who knows? You might get something out of it. When you're finished with that, you'll save duration and budget. At this point, you can choose to save it as a draft if you want to come back to this later, or you can publish the campaign. Let me swing over the group chat real quick. Let's see. Yeah, Lisa, we'll look at doing some Facebook Live deals at another point in time. We probably don't have time today since we're over by a couple minutes already, but that's a great question. I'll see if we can include that next week. Folks, if you're at this window and you're given a credit card option, you are good to go. You hit the create campaign button and boom, it's going to charge me $50 as soon as the ad's approved. And then starting tomorrow for the next 10 days, it's going to run the ad to everybody within 15 miles of where I'm sitting, and Command is going to feed me directly the leads. I will be notified on Kelly. I will be notified in Command. And when I go to my home screen in Command, it's going to show me all my new leads as well. Andrew says, one ad costs the same, whether you use Facebook, Instagram, or combination of both. You choose what your budget is, and you can choose the allocation. So I'm choosing $50. It can go to Facebook or Instagram, whatever runs best. So yes. Gene, it does come from your business Facebook. Lori asks, how do I link my campaign ad to my Facebook page? Personal. This is going to be a business page, not a personal. And you'll need, if you haven't yet set up your business page in your profile settings, you'll want to do it there. Click on your profile image and click settings. Guys, we're out of time today. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can go to onething.tech and subscribe. Find the videos in the future. Appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you on Friday.
Thanks, Seth.
Thanks, Seth.